Hello my friends, I'm Bee and this is Bee's Intuition, and today we're going to do a reading. I want this to be about like your manifestation or your manifestations plural. Okay, so I'm thinking this will be, what are the qualities that you possess, the collective? What are the qualities that you possess that make you so good at manifesting? I feel like this one will be an interesting one. Okay, let's just dive right into it. Please and thank you, Spirit. What makes the collective so darn good at manifesting? Please and thank you. I had to take a little bit of a break because my chronic illness has not been very friendly tonight. But we're getting back in it and at it. I love doing readings for you guys, like literally. Oh, you guys have no idea how much I love to do these. Especially when I get to see like all of your like feedback and stuff. Oh my gosh, such a fulfilling thing. And I'm so grateful for you guys being here. Okay, to listen to me babble. Anywho, let's just dive right in. So the first card coming out is the Five of Swords. Then the Moon card, okay. Two of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, you know what? I actually really like these cards. King of Pentacles. The Tower card. And then bottom of the deck is the Hanged Man. So although some of these cards kind of look a little bit more, you know, negative, a little bit depressing, I think it's just telling us what you have been through. You've been through a lot of BS in your life. And yeah, this is definitely a transmuting kind of energy because you come out the King of Pentacles after going through all of this difficult stuff. Yeah, let's just start clarifying. Please and thank you, Spirit. Let's start out with that Five of Swords for what makes the collective so darn good at manifesting. Please and thank you. Okay. We're getting somewhere already. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, I gotta chill. If you notice any black streaks on my arm, it's just my makeup. I don't know how I always get it all over my arms. I think because I put on sunscreen, it like sticks easier and then it just smears and I don't know. So don't mind the lines, okay? Oh my gosh, this is so cute. So clarifying that Five of Swords, which is, you know, kind of toxic energy. This is usually somebody that tries to become more powerful by taking away other people's power. That's usually what the Five of Swords indicates. So you probably had to deal with at least one. Okay. That's a lot of people, but it feels like maybe even up to 5 different people have treated you this way. Yeah, so you've definitely gone through it. Damn. But the first card that came out is the Nine of Pentacles. You were such a baddie. I love that. I love that. Because, yeah, that Five of Swords tried to take you down, but you built yourself back up stronger than ever, honestly. And you did it all yourself. That's what this card is indicating. Any sort of stability, security, abundance that you have in your life right now is because you did that shiz. You know, for real. And the people from your past that wanted to take you down, wanted to take away your power, they're going to be sorely disappointed when they see you in this Nine of Pentacles energy. Let's just say that. The next card that came out is the Six of Cups. I just love this energy. You're tapped into your inner child. And I also feel like you're so giving and kind to other people around you. You've done a lot of inner child work. I wonder if this Five of Swords pattern of people mistreating you, that may have begun in your childhood. But you didn't let it keep you from being this warm, generous, loving person. Always giving to others, always making sure that other people are okay. Like, this card for some reason right now is hitting me even Like the image of like the bigger kid giving a flower to the littler kid. It's almost like, I don't know why, but this is like a message I'm getting through this, is like, it's almost as if the bigger kid might have done something to the little kid and now he's like trying to make amends for it or something. And like for some reason I feel like that's so you know, like you're always making sure that the other person is okay, like even if you're not the one to inflict the hurt. Although, you know, everybody's human, we're gonna inflict hurt in one way or another accidentally, at least once in our life, right? Probably most likely a bunch of times, but you know, but I feel like, yeah, you're always like trying to make sure that people are okay. Like you're checking in with people like emotionally. I don't know, that could be something that people really appreciate about you, the fact that you check in with others. Like you're, yeah, like even if you're not the one to like I feel like you may be the person that your friends go to if they want somebody to feel for them in a like if they're going through something rough and they want somebody to, you know, really feel the pain that they're experiencing. I feel like they want to go to you because you're like genuine about your feelings. Yeah. You're so genuine and kind. And I feel like you're just like, you're the kind of person that if something crappy happens to somebody else, you're like, oh, I'm so sorry that that happened to you. Like, I don't know, something about you checking in with people like emotionally, mentally, spiritually is like so helpful for other people. And I feel like it means a lot. So like definitely keep doing that. Keep being you, keep being wonderful and empathetic and caring towards others, because I feel like people really appreciate that about you. Because not everybody does that. And like, you know, sometimes we have friends that we would like to think are super empathetic and, you know, whatever, but sometimes they really just don't care. And, you know, that's okay. Like, you know, we all have our own stuff that we're going through, but I feel like you're definitely that type of friend to really be a shoulder to cry on if somebody ever needs it. And I feel like they have a certain sense of comfort of expressing their emotions with you as well. And I love that that is followed by the Three of Cups, because the Three of Cups is all about friendships. You know how to make friends. I don't even know if this is something that you're aware of. I feel like it's very much something about your like friendly disposition or your the way that you think about things. You could be very optimistic, or maybe like people just really enjoy being around you, but it feels like you're just overflowing with love. And everybody around you feels this, and I feel like this is probably oh my gosh, I'm just now clicking, you know, with the theme of the reading being what qualities do you possess that make you so good at manifesting. I feel like this is like the manifestation. Even it could even be like representing some sort of manifestation that you have coming in, maybe even after a time of that Five of Swords. And it could be as a result of all of your love, your kindness, the compassion and empathy that you show towards others is like, I feel like you're I think you're really building up a lot of good karma. And I don't even think that you're really seeing it like that. I think you're just genuinely just being yourself. And because you're so wonderful and loving and kind, like this stuff just comes naturally to you, I feel. Oh my gosh. And then the last card that came out is the Star card. So it's like, that's also a card that can represent manifestations. But honestly, like, it's so much deeper than that. Like, there's so much more to the Star card. I feel like it's really about healing oneself and getting to a point where you're not only able to heal yourself, but others around you, the collective, community, you know, like, I feel like that could even be why you're receiving these manifestations in your life, is because you're so selfless. And I'm not trying to say that you're selfless like a doormat, no. But you are selfless in the way of like, as long as you have enough for yourself, there's always something to give others. I don't know exactly if that makes sense, but like, you're definitely not stingy with your love, with your kindness. And it's like Spirit sees that if they give any sort of manifestation or abundance or anything really to you, that you're going to share it with the world, and it's going to make the world a better place. Mm. You really are overflowing with love. A lot of cup energy I'm getting, a lot of water emotions, water signs. You could be a water sign, don't have to be, of course. Could be somewhere in your chart, doesn't have to be, of course. But you're just so incredibly loving and in touch with your emotions, and it feeds so many other people. I honestly feel like a lot of people in our society are love starved, and you're the kind of person that just has an overabundance of love. Like, it's literally such a beautiful thing. And even more so, bottom of the deck energy, Ace of Cups, literally a cup that's overflowing with love. Like, that is you. You've also mastered self-love, which is very interesting, especially after that Five of Swords. Because the Five of Swords, as I said before, is somebody that's trying to take away power from others so that they feel more powerful. So going from being I don't like using the word victim, somebody that was mistreated in the past. It's hard enough for people that weren't mistreated in the past to build up self-love, let alone people that really went through it, which I have a feeling you did multiple times, it feels like, within your lifetime. So it's like something about you is quite miraculous, like almost like you beat the odds somehow. Like, it's almost like the way that your life started out, or the way that it was going for a while, almost indicated externally to others that you were heading down one path, but you were like, I'm gonna build my own path. I'm gonna go my own way, and I'm gonna, whatever it is, I feel like you're gonna be so successful with it. Like, it's almost like you had every reason to go down that dark, steep path that was very treacherous and dangerous and very miserable and dark, but you like made your own path. Like, and it's funny that the next card that we're going to clarify is the Moon card, because it's like, you may have not seen the way, but you made the way for yourself. Like, literally, like, you are a trailblazer, truly, it feels like. Like, you are somebody that definitely, like, if there is no path for you that goes to where you want, you're going to build your own path to take you to where you want. And it all starts with the love that you have within you. Like, the love that you have for yourself and others. I think it really strengthens your tenacity, like your ability to be so resilient and keep going and keep trying. Like, I honestly am getting even like you may have had many times in your life where you tried something and failed. I don't like the word fail or failure, because I feel like it sounds so complete, like that's the end result. But I don't think that failure is like that. I think that failure is just a step in the process. Because I think that especially when we're trying something for the first time, most likely we're going to fail at it. But that's okay, because failure teaches us what we need to improve upon. And when we improve upon those things and then go back at it, we have a better chance at success. And I feel like that's definitely kind of your personality. Okay, let's go on to that Moon card. Please and thank you, Spirit. Whatever that one was, that really came out really quick and fast. I'm kind of nervous to see what it is. I'll show you before I show myself. Oh, Six of Swords in the reverse. The Moon card. Ooh, that one's interesting. Because the Moon card also deals with like illusions, confusion, not seeing things clearly. I almost am getting like you may have even had like relapses in your journey. I mean, you could apply that to like literally addictions, but I'm getting like even just like your progress, your forward progress in life, it almost felt like you, like just when you felt like you were getting somewhere, it felt like you started back at square one, if that makes sense. Like it, because it almost feels like a cycle or a circle, like something that you just can't get out of. It's almost like, okay, I'm improving, oh no, it's going back, I'm gonna, all of my progress is backwards or deleted or whatever. But I don't think that's the case. I think that's just how it appeared to you. But yeah, I don't think that that was necessarily the case. I think that may have just been how it appeared to you, especially because this does have to do with the sword. So I'm thinking that this could have been even mindsets, or maybe just your outlook on the situations made it look or appear to be something that you were stuck in. But I think that that could have just been an illusion, because this is clarifying the moon card. So if you felt like you've been stuck in the past, I don't think you really were. I think it might have just been part of the process, because any sense of recovery or growth, it's not going to be a straight line. We wish it was. That would be so much easier, right? If it was just a straight line up and up. But it's going to have, a little bit of back and forth, up and down. And that's okay, because like life and the universe is all about that back and forth, dark and light, up and down sort of energy. Like that naturally occurs in nature. So like, why wouldn't it occur in your journey, So it's like, that's totally a normal process, and a normal part of life is to have that back and forth. It doesn't mean that you're starting back at square one. Because if you think about it too, no matter what it was, say, yeah, like something like moving back in with your parents or something. You finally leave the house, you're on your own. Yeah. So say you move out, you're on your own, and then something happens and you have to move back in with your parents, and then you feel like, oh, all of my progress that I've been making outside of the home, doesn't mean anything, and I'm back at square one, I have to start all over again. But that's not the case, because you've grown within that time outside of your parents' house. You've developed, you've grown, you've evolved. So even if you are in the same place situationally, that doesn't mean that you're in the same place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and all of that internal growth is just as important as the external, sometimes even more so, So like, if you're ever going through something like that where you feel like, oh, I'm back at square one, you're not back at square one. I know it definitely feels like that sometimes, because definitely been there, done that. It's hard, But yeah, and then the Queen of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. There's something about you, I don't know why I'm getting this with the Queen of Wands, but it almost feels like there's some sort of, I don't even know exactly, I want to say stubborn, but that's not necessarily the word I want to use. But for lack of a better word, stubborn. There's like a certain sense of stubbornness, but it's like a deep within you sort of quality. Like I feel like maybe it's just a small little fire that keeps burning, and it's like you can't put it out no matter how sad you get or how low you get. And maybe you even find yourself annoyed by this little flame inside you. This is such an interesting image I'm getting. It's like a little flame inside of you that's telling you that you're meant for more, or that this is not the end, or that you can always try again tomorrow. Maybe it's like a bit of a stubborn optimist within you. Like it's just like a little spark, a little fire, but it never gets put out, no matter how hard things get, no matter how rough they seem, or how much progress you feel like you're losing. There's something about you that is so resilient, constantly growing, changing, evolving. And yeah, it's like something about There's like a little bit of like, it's a positive stubbornness though. It's like, I don't even know how to word it. Like you're always looking forward to better days. Even if you don't see those better days ahead of you, it's like something about you is just like never gives up or something. Like it really does feel like even if you want to give up, this little spark within you just won't let you give up. That's literally the image I'm getting. And it's gotten you through some really hard times, I feel like. And even in these moments of confusion, even, you know, when things are not clear and things can be scary and uncertain and things feel like they're repeating, cycles are repeating, there's like this strength within your will, within your character, like it's like woven into who you are as a person. And there's like that little bit inside of you that just refuses to give up. And it's such a beautiful thing. Like as much as it may be annoying, you know, to have that little voice within you, especially in those moments when you're like, I just want to cry and let it all out and feel like depressed for a minute. It's like that little voice in the back of your head is like, but what if things get better? You know? And I feel like that may have been like a big like driver for you throughout your life, throughout your journey. Like it might have helped you go through some really difficult times. That little voice, that like little like fire within you. That little like stubbornness about like, well, tomorrow's a new day. New day is new opportunity. Like it literally is such a beautiful energy. Hold on a minute. Take a little sip. What else for that moon card, please and thank you, Spirit? That's too funny. Okay. Anything else for that moon card, please and thank you. Okay. Oh, I love your energy. So cute. That one, and that one. Okay, so 10 of Cups. Queen of Wands came out. 2 of Wands. 4 of Cups. And the bottom of the deck, what do we have again? The Ace of Cups. You do have like a very pure heart. That could also be another quality that you have that helps you manifest so much. Like pure intention. I really do believe that when you have pure intentions for a manifestation that you want, I think that like, I don't know. I feel like that could like be some sort of like, I don't know why, but it's like gasoline to the fire, you know? It's like you pour it on top and it makes your manifestation so much more powerful. Especially when you have something that's selfless, that's attached to that, I feel like, you know, like say you want to manifest a career in which you help others. Like it doesn't matter what that career is, you just want to manifest something that helps other people. And I feel like because you're going at it with such a pure heart, pure intentions, and you genuinely just want to make a good difference in the world, I feel like that's, I don't know why, but it feels like it makes a big difference. But that 10 of Cups, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So I'm actually seeing like, you know, with that 6 of Swords, like this kind of feeling of like everything kind of cycles back and it feels like you're not making any progress because it feels like you're like in a revolving door even sort of energy. But it's like all of that confusion, all of that like feeling like you're not getting anywhere and everything's just back and forth, up and down, like nothing's making any forward progress. It's like I feel like you're gonna suddenly reach the end goal. You know, this is really like a happily ever after card. And so I feel like, you know, all of this confusion, chaos, back and forth, up and down, feeling like you're not making any progress, feeling like your progress has been deleted. It's all leading you to what you're truly meant for. And I feel like it's not going to make any sort of sense until you're here. So like if you're going through this period of time where you feel like everything's just like revolving back around, like You know, it's always the same thing, different day. Um, it's really helping you along your journey, and it may not seem like that. That may even sound like, you know, contradictory to you, especially depending on what these things are that are repeating in your life. But it's like it's all leading you to your ultimate happiness, like your true happily ever after. So like, yeah, there's gonna be confusion on your path. There's gonna be a lot of what is not seen, a lot of what is not known. And there's going to be fear attached to that because it's scary. But just know that you're coming into a time ultimately that is way more brighter and more full of hope. It's almost like you just have to trust in the process. And I feel like you are. I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but I feel like, and maybe it could just simply be like, I have no control over the situation. I realize that, and I'm just going to release control over this because I clearly don't have any control. And yeah, maybe just simply releasing control, or just like truly trusting the process and just letting it play out how it will. It's like you could even be telling yourself, because, you know, hindsight is always 20/20, right? You know, so it's like, I feel like you're even telling yourself, you know, in those moments where things get difficult, in those moments where it's like, I have no idea where I'm going or where I'm going to end up or how this is going to turn out. Like, something about you tells yourself, like, that it may not be clear right here, right now, you know, this confusion, this mystery of life, but like, there's something within you, I think, that knows that it's all gonna work out for what's best, you know? Like, it's all meant to happen in this way, even if it is confusing, even if it is chaotic, even if it feels like we're not making any forward progress. We are. And I feel like it's leading you to where you're supposed to be. Yeah, and that makes sense with that Queen of Wands, because as I was saying before when it was at the bottom of the deck, there's like this little spark inside of you. Like a little spark, a little fire, a little bit of like stubborn optimism that just will not quit. And is a part of you, you know? Like, you can't remove it, you know, that part of you. Like, it really feels like a stubborn optimist inside of you. I feel like your life circumstances probably have tried to remove that from you, take that away from you, you know? Try to deplete that even. It's really such a beautiful quality to have. Like, even if you get annoyed at it, it like refuses to give up. And I feel like it's you, that inner part of you. It could even be your higher self. You know, it could be your higher self that's keeping you going, because your higher self knows where you're going to end up, but maybe you don't. But yeah, there's something within you that just refuses to give up. It's like a fire that just will not go out, no matter how many times you blow on it, no matter how many times you try to snuff it out. Like, it just will not die. And it's beautiful that it won't. Like, it's like such a good quality to have. Yeah. And then with the Two of Wands and the Four of Cups, there's something about being selective here. You also, like, I'm even getting that, like, when you reach a point of success, something about it may feel unreal. And I think that could be because of where you started. I'm getting maybe even potentially imposter syndrome. But I feel like that will be easy enough to overcome, because you are showing up as the Queen of Wands. And, you know, like I said, that internal little fire that you have within you refuses to go out. So I think that you will be able to eventually, overcome that imposter syndrome and, truly believe that when you've reached some sort of height in your life that you truly deserve it. Because I'm almost even getting that, like, with that Two of Wands, it's telling me that you could even reach your manifestations quicker than you expect, or like easier than you expect. Like something unexpected with your manifestations happens, and I feel like it like suddenly improves your life, and then you're like it almost happens in such a way where you're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this to happen like so suddenly or so quickly or something like that. Because it almost feels like it's coming out of nowhere, but it's really just a result of your hard work. Like your internal work even. Because it's like, yeah, I feel like maybe a lot of your work that you've been working on may have been internal. And so therefore, like, you may feel like the outward success, I don't even know how to word this, but it's like, I don't even know how to word that. Like, it's like kind of like you, because you can't measure it by the 3D, that internal work, you may feel like you didn't do enough work to deserve whatever this is. But I want to say that that's not the case, because like that internal work is so incredibly important. No matter what you achieve in your life, no matter like anything, it's so important to do that internal work, especially when it comes to stuff like this, because then it will be easier to overcome that imposter syndrome, because you've already started building up that internal self-love of like, yes, I am deserving of good things to come into my life. And then it's maybe just about like putting it into actual practice when you realize that that imposter syndrome comes up after you've reached some sort of success in your life. So I feel like that could be something that you may struggle with for a minute, but I don't think that that's going to be long lasting. It feels like it's going to be like something that you can very easily overcome because you've done that internal work. I feel like it will be so much more difficult if you didn't do that internal work. You know, honestly, you may not even be able to get to this point of manifestation if you don't do that internal work. So I think that that really helps you in so many ways, to be honest. This Four of Cups is so interesting to me because I'm almost even getting like something like there's some sort of success that you reach, and I feel like you're gonna have like decisions to make, options to decide on. Like, I feel like things are going to be much more open to you. Like, I feel like it's almost like you're coming into a time in which like things that may have not been available to you before when you were struggling or whatever, now are becoming available to you. And so now you have to become selective. This could be like, say this success is you becoming famous, just as an example. Doesn't have to be, of course, just a blanket example, but yeah. And so you're rich, you're famous, you have all of these options in love, and it's like, well, you could just pick anyone, but like you want to find the people that are actually there for you, not for the money, the fame, whatever. And then this could also be like career opportunities. You have so much more opportunities within a career. Maybe you have more money, so now a lot of like more of the pleasures of life are more open to you. And so it's like, I feel like you're gonna be, when you reach this certain success, you're gonna have to make more difficult decisions. And like, it's almost like the things in which people think make life easier for somebody that's going into success, such as like if you're becoming famous, a lot of people are like, oh, it's so easy for them to find love because everybody wants to be with them. But not necessarily, because everybody wants to be with them, but most likely for the wrong reasons. You know, Most likely it's because they're physically attractive, or they're rich, or they're famous. You know, like there's things like that that play into why people want to be with somebody that's famous, you know? And so it's almost like, yeah, it's like the things that you may have not really thought so much about before in the past, like you have to be much more selective with the things that you choose. It feels like maybe just because there's such a sheer abundance of choices, you know, it kind of feels like you're going to come into this time where you have so many choices that it could even become overwhelming. So it's almost like you have to tap into all of that internal work that you've been working on in order to make the correct decisions for you, the ones that are truly on your enlightened path and not just feeding your ego. And that could even be a confusing process, because again, this is all clarifying the moon card. So this could be a sort of tricky process, but I feel like you're completely on the right path to do all of these things. And also the Two of Wands and the Four of Cups, these may be certain, the way that they're coming through almost feels like a little bit of like obstacles that you may experience when you're like manifesting things. But I feel like these are very minor obstacles, especially when you're the Queen of Wands. Like, you're good. Also, you have that Ten of Cups, so like it's all good, you know? Like, I honestly even feel like, yeah, this manifestation, I feel like this is a manifestation that either you're not expecting, or something about it may be unknown to you, or that you don't see coming, or something like that. So it's like, I don't even know how to word this, but like it's, yeah, but it's like also, yeah, it may even be sort of confusing where it's like, okay, I didn't see this coming and now I have to like readjust and stuff. But I feel like, again, that internal work, I feel like this row right here is telling me that you've done that internal work. And maybe it's because you've had more difficult times and, you know, those moments of feeling like you're not making enough progress. And it's all leading you to this point. Yeah. And it's honestly, it's like, yeah, there could just be like a little bit of a adjustment period when you reach some sort of success or some sort of manifestation. It's like you have it, but it's like there's the imposter syndrome, and then there's also the having to be more selective, more picky, more choosy. But I feel like like that's what it's telling me more than anything, is that you've built up that internal work of like maybe your self-love, your self-respect, your self valuing more yourself even. And so you're going to be able to make those decisions. You're going to be able to overcome that imposter syndrome. But it may be something that you struggle with at first. I think it's really just telling me that like literally any obstacle that you have on your path, you have what it takes to overcome it, like for sure. It's beautiful. Let's go on to the Two of Pentacles. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you got for the Two of Pentacles? Please and thank you. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles, I'm getting that something about you is very balanced, or you're very good at balancing things in your life. And then it's clarified by the Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords, the Magician. Hello, Manifestor. Here you are. Justice card. We love it. Page of Cups. And then bottom of the deck is the Nine of Wands. So, oh, my face itches. Anyways. This is so interesting, especially the Nine of Swords followed by the Ace of Swords. I feel like it's giving me a message about like the things that you've been through definitely led to some dark times. I'm definitely seeing you struggling as a result of all this past pain that you've been put through. But I feel like this is gonna sound kind of interesting or maybe strange, I don't know. But it's almost like through feeling that pain, through healing from the past of those hurts, there's some sort of idea that takes place. It could be maybe just the idea to work on yourself, maybe do that internal work. It could be like some sort of career idea that you're like, oh, this will give me purpose, this will give me meaning. I feel like it's definitely some sort of like mental download that you receive through some sort of like grieving process or through just healing from your past wounds, like really feeling that deep depth of sadness, but it leading to some sort of idea here. And then it's immediately followed by the Magician card. The Magician card is all about manifestation. And like the only way that the Magician is able to manifest is because he's mastered all 4 elements. He's gone through everything, you know? And I feel like you've gone through a lot too. Dare I say everything. And so you are in this place of being this powerful manifester. Yeah, this idea, this one feels even like, it feels like a spark, like that stubborn optimism like I was getting before, but not necessarily the same thing. This almost feels more like a spark within the brain. Like an idea, a spark in that way. Like there's something very powerful about you, because I'm seeing like sandy dirt with like nothing growing in it. But somehow you take that sandy dirt and you grow a tree or a plant. Like it's literally like, I don't know how you do it, but somehow you make things grow even in death. Like it literally feels like when you feel like everything is ended or ending, or that like there's no room for anything to give you hope or anything for new growth, no opportunity for new growth, somehow you create growth. And I think that's why you're such a powerful manifester. And this really screams to me about transmuting. Like you're taking that pain of the past and all of its lingering side effects, you know? Like PTSD is a word I get when I see that 9 of Swords. You know, like these past things have their lingering effects on you. But it doesn't stop you from creating new ideas, gaining new hope. It may even be part of your process. Allowing yourself feel this deep sadness, anxiety, things triggering you. And it's maybe like you have to like sort of feel through all of that so that you can release it. And then once you release that, you have room for new ideas, for more optimistic thinking. Like it's such a beautiful thing. I really do see you like clearing out that negativity. Like not necessarily getting rid of it entirely, because, you know, especially when we've gone through some sort of trauma, it sort of stays with us for the rest of our lives. But you don't let it control you. You don't let it take over you. You don't let it consume you. Maybe in the past you did, but not anymore. You're so much more resilient than that. And strong and powerful. And I feel like something here, you had some sort of idea, and it could have simply have been like, I'm tired of feeling this way, so I'm gonna start working on myself. I'm gonna start working on what makes me happy, on what helps feed my self-love, my self-care. Like I feel like you started even maybe that's what this idea was, simply to start caring for yourself. Because I feel like you felt like a very deep, dark depth of despair, and I think you got sick of feeling that way. and you decided like, there's got to be a better way. So it could have simply have been like, I'm simply, you know, that idea could have just been simply to do that internal work, which, like I said in the last row, sorry, the window's open, so the noise is going to be a little bit loud. Hopefully they're not too bad. Poop. What was that? Yeah, it could have been simply that you're establishing to yourself, like maybe you're like making a promise to yourself that I'm going to start doing this internal work and take it seriously. And like I said in the last row, that internal work that you've been working on is not only the reason why you're achieving these manifestations and these manifestations are coming into your life, but also why you're able to, once you receive those manifestations, actually step into into somebody that's more confident, into somebody that actually believes they deserve the manifestations that they have received. And with that justice card, I'm getting that you created your own justice in your life. I honestly, oh my gosh. There's something about you that is truly like an author to your own life. Like you control the narrative. Like, oh my gosh, you're so powerful. Like, can I just say that? Can I just say how incredibly powerful you are? Because like, this is not easy stuff to do at all. Like, and that's such an understatement. Like literally, this is so difficult to do in the first place. And it's like, that's what I really see, is like you taking control, like creating your own sense of justice. Like if people have been treating you bad, I feel like you're not the type of person to like sit around and wait for them to receive their karma or something. You're just like waiting here, stewing, you know, still feeling resentful, whatever, and you're just like, I'm gonna wait until they get their karma. I feel like you're not like that. You've removed yourself out of that sort of mindset or mentality, and you're just like, I'm not gonna sit around waiting for somebody to receive karma for the things they've done to me. I'm simply gonna move on with my life and create as much abundance, as much success, as much self-value as possible. And that's gonna be the gotcha moment, you know? Like it's literally just you simply continuing, maybe period, like maybe just simply continuing is its own justice. But I feel like you're just like you're not waiting around for karma to do its thing. Like you're just like, I know karma's got my back. Like she'll get to it when she gets to it, but I'm gonna create my own sense of karma. Like it's almost like, yeah, you rewrote your story. Like your story could have had a completely different ending, but you specifically took that pen out of the author's hand and you were like, no, this is my story. I get to write where I want to go and what I want to do and the things that I want to achieve. I'm not going to sit around and wait for somebody else to get their comeuppance and I'm like, you know, not doing anything with my life. Like I feel like you chose yourself. It really does feel like that. Like you chose yourself. Yeah, there's like a lot about choosing yourself. And I wonder if that's what this Page of Cups is referring to. You choosing yourself. I'm even getting a message with this that you believed in the magic that you possess. Like even if you didn't have any proof, there was something inside of you that told you that you were meant for more. And that you had something special within you. I really do feel like the whole world, like even, may have been reflecting a different message or, you know, telling you something else about yourself or, you know, trying to make you feel like you're not powerful, that you're not magical, that you're not special. Somehow you Like you kept like a certain something alive in your heart, within yourself, that believed in you. I feel like, yeah, maybe it's like your higher self within you. Like I feel like you may be very much tapped into your higher self and you may not even realize it. But like it's something within you. It's like you, oh my gosh, this is actually really beautiful. I'm getting the message that you saw potential in yourself when no one else did. And that is a power in and of itself. That is so beautiful. Like, because this is the Page of Cups, so you're like, I may have to start at square one. You know, I may not be where I want to be right now, but I know I have so much potential and that it's untapped, you know? Like this potential, like you, like it's literally, I'm getting like this like beautiful message of like, you know, like the world has not seen me thrive yet. Like just wait until I achieve what I'm here to achieve, and then everybody will see what I see in myself. Like there's something about like believing in yourself, and you had every reason. There is something truly magical about you. And like I feel like this is like before you even, I don't even know, like it comes from within you. Like I there's some sort of magic inside of you, and I don't even think it was there before you even started getting in touch with spirit. This magic and spirit, and through your connection with spirit, that has only helped to enhance it. But that magic has always been within you, and maybe you knew this or sensed it, or like there was maybe an inner knowing of like, there's something special about me. The rest of the world may not know that there's something special about me. They may not see it. They may not tell me that there's something special about me, but I know there's something inside of me that is dying to come out, you know? Oh my gosh, I just love your energy. It's so incredibly beautiful and so inspirational, truly. I imagine that you probably inspire so many people just by being you and living your life and doing the things that you do. That Nine of Wands at the bottom of the deck, yeah. I'm really getting like, you've had it rough. You may have even been somebody that was like bullied growing up or something. Like it feels like, I just feel like I'm surrounded by enemies. And so you had to build like something safe within yourself because your surroundings were just not safe. You know, the people that were around you were not safe. So you had to like build up something within you. Some of you could even have like been like daydreamers, or something about you was like very much a daydreamer, or a dreamer in general. Like there's something very like, yeah, maybe like, and maybe that even helps you manifest, is that daydreamy quality about yourself. The ability that maybe you have a very strong imagination, which would make sense with the cup energy that's coming up in this reading. I think that you may have a very strong imagination, and that could in itself be a very strong tool for manifestation. Because it's like maybe you're even creating such vivid, strong images in your mind about the potential you see in yourself, or the magic you see in yourself, or like the future that you want to achieve. Like there's something there. And you've had every single like reason to do the opposite, you know, of what you've been doing. You've like, it really feels like you've had more reason to believe the opposite of what you do, but instead you believe the opposite of what everybody's been telling you. And I feel like everybody told you like, oh, you know, like you'll never do that because, you know, you're too blah blah blah, or, you know, oh, you think you're gonna achieve that, like good luck with that, or you think that that's meant for you, okay. Like, you know, like I feel like literally everybody around you was like constantly putting you down, constantly making you feel like you were lesser than, constantly just trying to disrupt you, disrupt your purpose, disrupt your path in life, like take you off of your path, or try to like mess with you in some way. And so you had to build something up within you. And that is so powerful and so rare. Truly, it's a rare quality to possess. But it's like you knew that there was more to you. It's even giving me the like analogy of like or the example of like you know, like those 80s movies, 90s movies, you know, that cliche in the movies where it's like the geek gets a makeover. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. Is like but maybe like you knew the whole time that you were hot, maybe. Like even as a geek, maybe you were like, yeah, I'm hot. Like, you know, maybe everybody else doesn't think so, but I think I'm pretty, you know, pretty good looking. And then like somebody gives you a makeover, and then suddenly everybody else around you sees your hotness or whatever. But you don't need that external validation because you've already like established I'm hot, regardless of if I have glasses or if I don't have glasses, you know? Like, so it's like, I feel like, yeah, that could happen very much. Like, you've built all of this up within yourself, and, you know, because of that internal work, you've really established good foundations for all of this other stuff to be built upon. And it's like, once you reach your point of success, those manifestations start becoming like visible in the 3D, I feel like people around you are finally going to be like, oh, so that's why they're special. Or, you know, oh, like, you know, I feel like they're going to try to give you the validation that maybe at one point you did crave, but you no longer need, because you built up that validation within yourself first. Yeah. So it's honestly, it feels like that. It feels like you're going to reach a point where everybody else finally is catching up, you know? Everybody is finally seeing what's the big deal about you. But you knew that all along. Like, even in your darkest moments, I feel like there was still something inside of you that said, like, maybe there's still something special about you, though. Maybe there's still something there. Maybe there's still something to have hope for. Sorry about that. So loud. Making sure my mic is still on, so hopefully you can hear me. Right outside the window sill. The audacity. Okay, let's go on to the Five of Pentacles and clarify that. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you got for the Five of Pentacles? As to why the collective is so good at manifesting. Please and thank you. Excuse me. Okay, 5 cards came out to clarify that Five of Pentacles. 4 of those 5 cards are major arcana. Do you realize how powerful you are, perchance? Like, you literally have the magic in you. I don't know how else to tell you that. Yeah, this is crazy. And it's also telling me like a really, actually a pretty beautiful story here, because the Five of Pentacles is all about like lacking in security, stability, abundance, you know, all that stuff. Feeling very much a sense of lack. But the Wheel of Fortune is telling me, and you know, it's the cliche at this point, it's all in divine timing, right? So like you were, and I hate to say this like this because it sounds like I'm trying to downplay the pain that people have been through, but I feel like this may have been part of your path and maybe meant to happen. So maybe if you grew up poor, or you've struggled with security within yourself, within your life, It may have been part of your journey. And I'm not trying to, like, downplay your emotions and downplay the situations that you've gone through and, like, how horrible and stuff they were. Because that's valid, that's real, Always validate your feelings no matter what they are. But it's like the story was so far beyond what you could see in the 3D. Like, I really do feel like you may have a guardian angel or something. There's definitely somebody watching you. And I don't mean, like, physically wise. This is in the 5D. Like, it could just be spirit on your side. It could just be, like, maybe a passed on loved one or something. But I'm getting, like, a guardian angel kind of vibe, because it's like I see somebody watching and knowing that this is all happening in divine timing, and that everything that happens on your path is meant to be. See, I hate to say that, because it's like there's no purpose for people abusing other people. But I guess I just have to convey the messages that are coming through. I'm not trying to say that, by the way. I'm not trying to say that abuse happens for a reason, because it literally can change us so irreparably. There's a certain something about wisdom as well. So maybe even through that, like, financial difficulty or lacking something, and it made you feel very much like out on your own, you gained knowledge through that process that was, like, necessary for you to gain. So it's not even necessarily that those difficult situations happen for a reason, but rather they happened. They sucked, but somehow you were able to take out of those really crummy situations something to learn from, or something to learn about, or like something that, like, helped you learn. Maybe it helped you learn skills. Maybe you learn how to be frugal with your money because of growing up in poverty or something. Maybe you taught yourself how to build security within yourself. Maybe that was part of the process. But it feels like you've gained knowledge through this process. Like, it was very necessary, maybe truly just because of the lessons that you learned. And that could be a specific celebration of you. Like, not anybody else could have done that, but you took the lessons out of those situations. Even when it felt like there was no lesson to be learned, you found a lesson. And it helped you grow. It helped you grow smarter. Helped you along your path. Like, it's like these are things that help you further along on your path. The things that you learn, the things that you take away from these difficult situations. And then the moon card following the Wheel of Fortune. Divine timing confuses us all. Especially because it is out of our control. And we have no way of knowing when divine timing is taking place, or when we're going to see the results of what we've strove for so long. Strove for, whatever. But I see that causing a lot of, like, fear, uncertainty, a lot of, like, unknown, like, and, like, growing up poor, like, out of personal experience, it's difficult, it's unstable. You don't know, like, how anything is ever going to go. And so maybe there was, like, a certain amount of, like, fear attached to not knowing where this is taking you, or if anything can be gained out of these situations, or if this is meant to happen, or if this has something to do with like a personal failure of yours, which I feel like that is BS that society tells us, that we are at fault for like the difficulties that we experience. Like somehow we are at fault for being impoverished, which is just like, no, that's not how it works, but okay. But yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like, it's more so like it teaches you something, and you may not even realize in the moment that it's teaching you something, but later on, yeah, it's like, like you may even become like a CEO or something of like a company or something, or like just like maybe you build your own business and become super successful. But I feel like you're gonna be reaching this peak, right? And it's like when you're at the top, like maybe you realize like, oh, it's a good thing I grew up poor, so I know how to manage my money better, or I know how to save money, or I know, I don't know, like I know what things to spend my money on and what things not to, like, you know, like those certain types of things that you learn from being in a certain situation for so long. And I even feel like maybe it lingers, like this sense of poverty, this sense of like something lacking could have lingered for some time, and that could have led to more confusion. Like maybe even like second guessing yourself, like, am I doing something wrong? Yeah, like, is this because of me? And I feel like that is something that is just not the case. Like, it's not because of you that you're experiencing these difficulties. These difficulties usually come as a result of things externally, you know? And then the Hanged Man follows that. So I feel like, you know, through this feeling of lack, it's constricted you. It's made you feel trapped. It's made you feel like things are just like not working out for you. But it's like through this, because like the Hanged Man here is in a trap, and that trap is not ideal. You know, nobody wants to be in a trap. But through being in that trap, he starts to see things from a different perspective. His mind starts to open. He becomes more enlightened. He sees things from a different perspective, so now he's able to understand things that have taken place. And I feel like that's definitely you. And there could even be like a moment where you're like, I know that this is a pattern of behavior or a mindset, or, you know, like the mindset of lack or whatever, that is controlling this, or controlling these outcomes or something here. But it's like, you're still gaining knowledge, and you're also open to seeing it from a different perspective as well. And maybe it's even like, I don't even know how to like word these things, these concepts sometimes, but it's almost like I'm seeing somebody who, like, yeah, like say you grow up poor, because this is like the best example I can think of to fit all of this. But yeah, like say you grow up poor and you're like, oh, it must be so easy to be rich and like just never have any sort of issues ever, like, because, you know, a lot of our difficulties in life deal with not being able to afford certain things, unfortunately, you know, for the most of the general population. But yeah, like, but maybe through life experience and seeing people that grew up wealthy, maybe you see like, oh, it's not really all it's cracked up to be, because maybe those people that grew up rich don't have any life skills. Maybe they're not able to support themselves in any way. They didn't learn those hard lessons. They didn't learn what things are worth buying and what other things are not worth buying. So maybe they just have a bunch of junk, you know, laying around their house. Sure, they like spent money on it and it maybe made them happy for a few minutes, but that's a whole nother thing too. When we have everything at our fingertips, nothing has value. Like, if you think about it like that, like, especially growing up wealthy, you have no idea the value of anything because you're always been given it. You've always been receiving and given these things, and so there's not really yeah, like there's a lot of things that can impact another person, even if it's a different situation completely, you know? Because obviously that's like a big difference from growing up in poverty. But it's like, yeah, like maybe you realize, like, even if you did grow up rich, that doesn't necessarily mean that you would be happier or that things would be easier. Because, like, even if they're, um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to defend rich people, by the way. Like, I'm not like trying to be like, rich people are people too. No, I'm not trying to be like that. But, you know, I'm just trying to like produce an example. You know, because it's like you just gain a wisdom and you see things from different perspectives. And so, like, maybe eventually you do realize, like, you know, and you know, again, hindsight is 2020. So you may just be like, one day when you're rich and successful, you're looking back and you're like, you know what? I'm kind of glad that I grew up poor because of this and this and this. You know, like you find reasons to either be grateful for that or realize that there's a lesson behind that or that there was something helpful about going through that difficult time that led you to become more enlightened, more open-minded. That's a whole nother thing too, is like, you know, growing up in difficult circumstances, you may be more open-minded than people that were not struggling growing up, or, you know, may have had more you know, easier circumstances growing up. Maybe they're not as empathetic as you are. Maybe you've grown empathy because of your difficulties. Maybe you've grown certain qualities about yourself because of all this difficulty that you've experienced. And so you have your own unique take on the world. You have your own unique perspectives of things. And then that followed by the Hermit card. I really like that because I see you. It really just tells me this beautiful story where, like, eventually you reach the point of realizing what it's all for. You grow this wisdom through life, you know, like all of your life circumstances lead you to this point of becoming, like, honestly, like a wise elder, you know. And this doesn't have to be that like the point where you finally realize the point of everything is when you're old. Like, I'm not trying to say that that's when you're gonna finally reach your manifestations, but like when you do reach your manifestations, when you do create your success and you're like in it, you're able to reflect on your past and see like just why everything had to happen in the way that it did. And I feel like there's a sense of like gratitude for things happening the way that they did, and you have this wisdom because you've gone through the things that you have gone through, and you're able to share that wisdom with others to help other people find the way. Like, and that could even be part of why you're such a powerful manifestor, is that you have made the way from poverty to success. Like, I'm just using this as an example, but like maybe through that you're setting an example for other people that are also struggling in poverty and giving them hope that it's possible to go from poverty to success. Like, I feel like your story is going to be very inspiring towards others. And it feels like there's a lot of self-reflection in all of this. Like, every step of the way you reflect on, like, what does this mean? Or what will this mean for me? How is this going to affect me? How is this going to play a part in my, you know, end goals or my success? But I feel like there's like a sense of contentment and comfort that you're going to reach. I really do feel like it's like this period of your life in which you can finally put your feet up. there's also like a sense of like letting things flow to you. And then the last card that came out for the Five of Pentacles is the Five of Wands. Honestly, I'm getting this as a lot of like internal conflict, which that makes a lot of sense, especially if you did struggle with that insecurity or lack of, you know, growing up in poverty and all that. You know, the lingering effects of that, what that does onto the human psyche. Like, yeah, you're gonna question, like, do I deserve this poverty? Did I do something wrong to deserve this poverty? Am I feeding into my poverty? Am I making my poverty worse? Or, you know, maybe I'm not making the right sort of investments, or, you know, whatever. So I feel like you definitely are going to have a lot of time of like going back and forth within yourself and kind of struggling a little bit with, like, especially until you reach this place of stability and feeling like it's all coming together and things are finally easy. Up until that point, I feel like you're going to be going through a lot of conflict internally. Because I feel like, you know, especially when you have financial difficulties, and again, I feel like it's all stemming from childhood, you know, because that's usually where all of these issues begin. And so it's like, you may even feel like you're cursed to repeat the past, or you're cursed to repeat the poverty or something like that. That you can't escape it, that you feel like you're stuck with it. But I feel like also there's like a little bit of a back and forth, because I feel like this could even be two parts of your brain even, where it's like one part is like, oh, I'll never be able to escape from poverty. But then maybe there's a more evolved part of your brain where it's like, but there are these systematic issues that are systemic, systemic issues that are way larger than yourself, and structural issues within society that allow people to fall into poverty much easier. And so it's like, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, it's like maybe like, you know that it's not your fault, but you still have moments of being like, oh, this is all my fault. I am poor, always will be poor, or something like that. But then there's like another part of you that's like, no, that's not necessarily the case. Yeah, it feels mostly like internal conflict. And it's going to take some time to like overcome those lack mindsets, those moments of falling into patterns of behavior, especially those patterns of behavior that you learn from others as well. So it's like, you know, even a mindset around money that your parents had growing up. Maybe you've adopted a certain mindset around money, and like how money is the source of all evil, and how money is, you know, nothing but a headache, and, you know, whatever. And so like that's gonna take some time for you to overcome those little obstacles within your mind, like, you know. Yeah, compared to all of this major arcana, like you're way more powerful than any sort of obstacle, conflict, or whatever. Like, so these are all things that you're going to be able to easily overcome. But they are definitely like issues that may come up for you. And yeah, maybe even when you do become successful and have all this abundance and stuff, maybe that could even trigger some past like ways of looking at money, or ways of associating with money, or, you know, whatever, those like lack mindsets could come up even after you've become successful. And of course, like, I think those are going to come up for anyone, especially people that have gone through those more difficult times with money or finances or something. Also, bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. There's something here about the power of love. Like something about like the power of love. Like the power of love. Oh, maybe it's trying to say that like that money and love may kind of go hand in hand to a certain degree, and so like when you have strengthened the love within, you also strengthen your ability to grow your finances or something. Because I have heard that before, where people say that, like, you know, if you're struggling with your finances, most likely you're also struggling in your love life and yada yada yada. Which, you know, I don't really like generalizations like that because there's so many more complexities to those sort of things than, you know, something like that. But you may find that through healing your heart, caring for yourself, loving others, that could be some sort of key to unlocking your abundance. Oh, I feel like I know what this is. Okay, so so Five of Pentacles, which is, this is all clarifying, has a lot to do with like that lack mindset. And so I feel like maybe if you surround yourself with love, with loving relationships, connections, friendships, family, like all of those things that help you feel loved or help you express love or whatever, like I feel like that could very much help you become part of a vibration that allows these to allow and attract things that are good for you into your life, but also it helps you release that sense of lack or that lack mindset because you're surrounded by love, you're surrounded by community, because that could also be a part of that too. It's like maybe through realizing the people that you have around you and being like, I really do have everything. I also do believe gratitude is a big part of that as well, because if you're not grateful for what you have right here, right now, even if it's not much, how are you ever going to be appreciative for the things that are really big? Because it feels like something about the way that you're so incredibly loving helps you unlock something here. Yeah. I feel like it, like the love is what helps you release the lack mindset. So the more that you build upon your relationships with others, the more you interact with your pets. Like for me personally, I love interacting with animals. They make me feel so good. I feel so loved by animals, and I feel like I can always love up on them, and they love that. And, you know, so literally, even just being around animals could be helping you get into that vibration of love. And I feel like through that, it releases a sense of lack. And that could be the key for you unlocking your abundance in life. I honestly feel like love could be your superpower because you're incredibly loving. And I feel like through you simply existing as your beautiful, wonderful self, being so loving not only to yourself but others around you, it's going to be unlocking a lot of doors for you. Because it's almost like you may have been told throughout your whole life that loving people, things, whatever, made you weak, but you're realizing that it's actually your strength, and it makes you so incredibly strong. And something about it is going to be like a key that unlocks a door. And I feel like this is something that other people, I should just hurry up. Okay, let's go on. Pretty much keep in touch with your heart and that loving part of yourself. And I feel like good things are going to come. Okay, let's go on to that King of Pentacles. Please, the Nike Spirit. Okay. Anything else, please, Nike Spirit? That's King of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. That's a lot, but I'll take it. Okay. We'll see. Some of this is kind of crazy. I'm just saying. I don't even know what to do with all these cards. Okay. Clarifying that King of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. 5 of Swords. King of Cups. The World card. Ace of Pentacles. 4 of Wands. 7 of Cups. Strength card. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles. First off, you are balanced in your feminine and your masculine, which is beautiful and powerful. I think that could be a beautiful quality of yours. Also, okay, so you released that lack mentality. This is sort of like the result of holding on to a lack mentality. Holding on to things that are past their expiration date and not allowing new things to come in. This is kind of the opposite, because I feel like once you release that lack mindset, you're able to really pull in so much more abundance. You're releasing the things that do not serve you and that are just weighing down your energy, and you're allowing in the things that are new, the things that offer more opportunities, that have the potential for bringing in much more abundance. And it really leads to your ultimate success. Like, yeah, it really feeds into your home environment as well. I feel like feeding your home environment, like whether that's rearranging your room in a way that's very nice or pleasing to you, or maybe choosing curtains that speak to you. Like, there's something about when you yeah, like I feel like you, I don't even know how to word this. If you want to create a beautiful, happy home, happy life sort of future for yourself, I feel like this is gonna sound so weird, but like feeding your home. Like, make whatever apartment or shack or whatever you live in right now, trying to make it as homey as possible. Trying to make it as comfortable as possible. Like, something about that could also help you help you to unlock a future home that is like your dream home or your ideal home. Like, it's like all about starting with what you have right here, right now, and then building to something more. I feel like that could be either something that you're currently practicing, or this could be something that you start to practice and you realize the results of it. Because I feel like it's like something about, like, it kind of goes back to that gratitude message about, like, how are you gonna be grateful for the things that are like really big if you don't appreciate the things that are very small. And I feel like that's like a whole nother part of that. And I feel like that leads to more abundance as well. And I actually find this really interesting that the 5 of Swords was followed by the King of Cups, because to me, it's like, and this may be a sort of silly example, um, but it's almost like, you know, when you get a cut or a boo-boo when you're a kid, and you know, like the mom will like put a band-aid on, give it a kiss, and it's like, oh, the kiss somehow makes it feel better. Like, I feel like that's how you have responded to the pain of your past. Like, I feel like you're the type of person, and this may sound weird, I don't know. Like, you smother your enemies with love. It's actually very beautiful energy, but it's like, I don't know, there's something about that that is very powerful. Like, I don't know, like maybe you can't even hate your enemies, the people that even really wanted to hurt you, really wanted to take away your power. Maybe because you see that they're just broken individuals, or you see the broken inner child or something like that. Like, you just see so much deeper than simply playing, you know, simply them playing a villain, or somebody just simply embodying a villain. Like, there's complexity to it, and I think you understand that, and it helps you be so much more understanding, loving, compassionate. And I feel like that may drive some people crazy, because I almost feel like they are bitter towards other people because they want to make those people also bitter like they are. And you're not that person. You're not the person to become bitter. You're not the person to hold grudges. I see you just simply embodying love. And I think some people from your past, you know, people that have tried to do some nasty things to you, I feel like that annoys them way more than anything else. And so it's like, you may not realize it, but it has way more of an effect on your enemies than you realize, by simply you just being that loving, beautiful person, by you having empathy, compassion, understanding, openness, forgiveness even. Like, you are such a beautiful soul. Yeah, it's like you snuff out hurt with love, pain with love, darkness with love. Like, you literally are such an incredible person. Like, you literally have so much love within you. It's insane. Like, that might be the freaking title of this video, is that your superpower is love, because that's literally what I'm getting over and over again. Like, how you love, how much love you contain and you give out, like, it's incredible. And I think that's why you're so freaking good at manifesting, truly. Wow. Okay, so then we have the World card, Ace of Pentacles, oh goodness, Four of Wands, Seven of Cups, Strength, yep. And because you are this beautiful, loving energy in the world, you complete those cycles. You learn those lessons. You level up. And you just grow more so on your spiritual journey. You evolve. And you become smarter, wiser, deeper. And these are like cycles that not everybody can close out. Not everybody can move on past these certain things, but you can. And it's because of that beautiful heart of yours. It also allows you more opportunities in general. Like, it's like something about your loving heart. Maybe there's a certain amount of optimism that comes with that, but it's like I feel like by you simply being who you are, more opportunities are given to you, or like offered to you. Like there's something about like opportunities coming to you when you're in this beautiful loving vibration. The Four of Wands also deals with like celebrating personal milestones is a part of this, but also union with a divine partner is also a part of that. And so like, I mean, it only makes sense that when you're in the vibration of love, you're going to attract somebody that is also in that vibration. But also I feel like this could even be speaking to like, maybe you take the time to celebrate your personal milestones. You take the time to reflect on how far you've come and how you've overcome those difficulties. I also feel a sense of like you taking advantage of those opportunities that are given to you. And it paying off. The Seven of Cups, I'm getting like, because it kind of goes back to that like Four of Cups energy that I was getting earlier, of like you may reach a point in your life where you have so many options and so many different things being provided for you, coming to you, that it's like, it may be a little bit overwhelming, and it may cause you to have to be selective about what you allow in. But I think you're good at that. I think you're good at being selective with those types of things. Because I think there's something about you understanding yourself in a much deeper way. And it probably because of a result of all that internal work that you've been doing, you understand what is important to you, what is not, what has value, what doesn't, like the things that actually mean something to you, and the things that don't, and the things that are for you and the things that are not for you. The Strength card. Honestly, yeah, like just through your strength of will, strength of character, strength to be able to endure, to become resilient, to overcome challenges and flourish, all the while being this gentle, loving person. It's just going to unlock so many wonderful doors for you. And it's only going to bring goodness into your life. Like, I truly believe that the way you love is so pure and kind. It makes a difference. And then as a result of all of this wonderful self-work that you've been doing, all of this love that you continue to give to yourself and others, it all pays off in the end. You get that abundance, you get that security within yourself. There's also an amount with that King of Pentacles that this is all clarifying. There's an amount of like other people seeing your value, other people seeing that you're worthy of respect. You may even become some sort of boss or something along those lines. Like, people take you seriously, especially when you start to build up that abundance that is external. Because unfortunately, we live in a three-dimensional world where people love to see that three-dimensional validation more than validating the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. But yeah. But the thing is, you built that up within yourself before anybody else saw it. And that means something. And you should celebrate that. That is literally almost unheard of. Like, that ability to build up that sort of confidence within yourself first. That ability to build up your self-love, your own value within, before the rest of the world tells you that. Yeah, your kindness, your giving to others, that's another part of why you manifest so well. And I really do feel like there's something about like somebody gives you a coin and you turn it into 3 coins. And you give away one of those coins to somebody else and keep 2 for yourself. Like, I'm honestly getting like, I don't know. It's like this beautiful way of like taking something, turning it into something else, and sharing it with others. That's literally you. It's incredibly beautiful. Okay, let's go on to the Tower card. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you got? What do you got? Anything else? Please and thank you, Spirit, for the Tower card as to why or what makes the collective so good at manifesting. Please and thank you. Tower card. Please and thank you. Please and thank you, Tower card. Clarification of that Tower card. Please and thank you. Clarification of the Tower card. Please and thank you. Ooh, okay. 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 So clarifying the Tower card, we got the Devil card, Empress, Page of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, Page of Wands. Woo! So, Tower card clarified by the Devil and the Empress. That is really interesting. Okay. You may have had some sneaky people in your life that tried to create this Tower moment. I'm almost even getting that this Tower could have even been like your like self-identity. What the heck? Like the way you saw yourself, the way that you viewed yourself, the way that you were in life. Like somebody wanted to destroy that. But instead of destroying you, they helped you see who you truly are? Like, it's almost like, I feel like you definitely had some sort of like darker energy in your life. At least one. Could have been multiple people at multiple different times in your life. But this one feels significant. Maybe one kind of stands out against the rest. Somebody really wanted to intimidate you into thinking that you were not powerful, that you were not stable, that you did not have what it takes to be successful and abundant. And then you're out here proving them wrong. Honestly, even that could give that person, whoever that devil was in your life, could have given them a Tower moment when they realized that. Because it's almost like they wanted this to happen to you, but instead it happened to them. I'm even getting like it could have even backfired. Yeah. It feels literally like almost like, you know, like how you can reflect sunlight and sun rays off of mirrors. I almost feel like this person was like trying to hurt you with their sun ray, and they were like aiming it directly at you, but then you were like, I got a mirror right here, and then you shone it back at them and it hit them, and they're like, it's like almost like they have only themselves to blame. Like if there was some sort of karma that happened to this person, I feel like they definitely feel like, okay, I deserve that. Like they definitely realize what they did. It could have been something in regards to love. This could have been a past partner that tried to do this to you. But I really am taking these pages as being you restarting. Like you starting out as a little seedling or a little sprout of a plant or something. And like you don't mind. Like, and I mean, obviously, like, you don't mind is such a vague statement and doesn't necessarily, you know, whatever. May not align with what you truly feel in those moments, but like, you're just able and willing to start again. And I think maybe it's because you've had to. So many times in your life, you've had to grow. You've had to start from scratch. You've had to start back at square one, you know? Maybe there were moments where you really did, or that's really how you felt. But like, you're like, I don't even know how to like describe the willpower, the magic and the power that you possess within yourself, the ability to start again. Like, okay, that didn't work for me, let's try this. Like, literally, that's what I'm getting with that Page of Pentacles. I feel like, yeah, maybe like if a tower moment did happen to you in your life and it was really crummy and stuff, you started, you know, just by starting like something small. It started out small and it built you up to who you are. So maybe you had to build up your own security, strength within yourself and stuff to become this powerful, beautiful person. Which I feel like saying again, like I don't think you ever lost that. But like it resurfaced, it brought you back to yourself. And it's like you may have had betrayal in this process, in this journey, but you didn't let it keep you down for long. You're like, okay, how can I use this for my betterment? How can I use this to, like, it's literally so beautiful. It's almost like I'm getting like that like stubborn optimist within you. It's like tomorrow's a new day, and a new day means new opportunities. Like that's literally like what the Page of Wands is to me. That youthful optimism. And people that go through this Three of Swords don't usually come out this optimistic. But there's something so optimistic about you. So willing to try again. It's almost like whack-a-mole, you know? Like somebody who's like trying to whack you real good, and it's like, oh my gosh, I just can't seem to win against this person. It's like every time they think they got you, you pop up somewhere else stronger than ever. Like, and it's like, I feel like there's almost like, maybe there's like even one or a few different sort of villains in your story, where it's like they really wanted to see you like not pop back up or not come back better than ever, you know? Like people definitely didn't want you to be so resilient, but you are. And here you are being resilient, doing your thing, and just flourishing. People don't like that. They don't. But you don't care. Because you got your own things going on. There's something about you that is very much like, I got my own company, and that's all, more than I need, you know? Or like, that's all I need, that's all, more than I need, like, I don't know. Like you're very much growing a contentment within yourself. And then maybe it's even through you just realizing, like, I've had my back through every freaking crappy thing that's happened to me in my past. I've been the one there for myself before anyone else. And therefore I respect myself because I was there for me when no one else was, right? I love that. This actually even gives me that sort of like higher self within yourself, kind of reminding you that this is all happening for a reason. I also think that, well, this could be like your higher self or this like spirit speaking to you, because I feel like there's been this little voice in the back of your head that's like been like telling you like, what if things work out? What if things aren't as bad as they seem? What if they get better? You know, like there's some sort of like stubborn optimist within you. And I feel like that could be your higher self, or that could be spirit speaking through you and reminding you that there is so much more that is meant for you. And you've trusted that, and you've gone with that. And as a result, you're receiving the manifestations because you trusted the process. And it's like, sometimes you know, when people hurt us being the person that they hurt can give them bad karma, but that bad karma actually helps them along their journey. You know, sometimes there are people that are like, oh, I'm receiving all this bad karma because I treated that person really badly. And then they realize, oh, I've also treated other people very, very badly. Oh, maybe I should reflect. Oh, maybe I should make some changes. Oh, maybe I should receive help. You know, like, you know, whatever it takes for people to get better. I feel like you are that kind of person. Like, I don't even know how to word that. Like, what would that identity of a person be? Like somebody that teaches people lessons? Like you help people down a path to enlightenment, even if you're not directly helping them down that path, if that makes any sense. Like simply by them mistreating you and receiving bad karma, that helps them become a better person in the future. And I think that's because of you. Like it feels like spirit or your higher self has been telling you, you're here for a higher purpose. You're here for helping others in a way that I feel like is even beyond your own conception or perception. I mean, your own perception of these things. Like it's literally so beyond. Like you may have an idea of like, yeah, maybe I am meant for something very special or important, but like you have no idea the true impact that you have on the lives of others for the better. Like you're truly here for a divine purpose. And there's something about you that is like, honestly, I'm getting bouncy ball. Like anytime something happens and it drops you, like anytime a life circumstance drops you to the floor, you just bounce right back up. You may have been born as a rubber ball. I don't know. No. But yeah, it's really just you. The way that you are, the way that you do these things, the way that you always come back, the way that you always try again, the way that you never give up. That's all why you are able to manifest so well and manifest beautiful things. Like good things are coming as a result of you doing that internal work, feeding yourself love, feeding yourself worth, feeding yourself care, your connection to yourself, your connection to the divine, your loving heart that is just so incredibly beautiful. Just all of those things are why you manifest so well. And again, with that hangman at the bottom of the deck here, you just have a way of seeing beyond yourself, seeing beyond the 3D, seeing beyond your current circumstances. And you trust that. Even if you don't have clear evidence in the 3D, like you trust the process, you trust that things are happening for a bigger reason. You're here for a bigger reason. And just even being open-minded to that unlocks so many doors and opportunities for you. It's really so beautiful. I literally love your energy. Like, I would say just lean into that heart space, because that heart space, that beautiful, wonderful, pure heart that you have, that overflowing cup of love that you have within you is going to do so much good for this world. And I really do believe that is your superpower. So keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a fantastic job. And you're making a big difference, whether you realize it or not. Even those people that treated you badly, you're helping them on their path, and they don't even realize it, and I don't think you even realize it. Wow. Okay, so that's the reading. Now it's like 2 hours later. Okay, so that's the reading. I really hope that that you enjoyed it and that it resonated with you. If it resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little bee family together. And if you like my videos and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you next time I upload. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.